Hello everyone, and welcome to the first episode of Saving Throes, a new D&D series that we're doing on the channel. Name might change, that's Throes with an E, not a W, so we sound clever. And for branding when we have merch and all that, but you know, that doesn't happen.
Please buy our shirts.
So I will be the Dungeon Master of this new campaign starting at level 2 for all of our characters. We got 3 guys with us from the start. I'd imagine as we go throughout the campaign that we'll have a lot more people joining in the future and a lot more characters, and it should be interesting. But for game 1, we've got Dom, Ivan, and Jordan, if you want to introduce yourselves.
Hey, I'm Dom.
And very stuffed.
I got a bit of a head cold today. Hopefully this doesn't stay for the rest of our campaign. That would be a tragic.
Well, now it's got to be a part of your character.
Oh God,
your character's always stuffy.
Sickly little boy.
Oh no.
I'm Ivan. You may know me from Stock Troopers. Hashtag plug in that channel.
All right.
And I'm Jordan.
Yeah.
And you'll know me from nothing.
All right. Great to hear. All right. So, just want to, before we start, if we get more than our actual friend group listening to this in the future, that we're not professionals. I haven't played D&D in 2 years. I've only DM'd like 3 times, so we're bound to make mistakes. So, you know, when our friends like post in the comments what we did wrong, you know, if you could just like keep it civil.
Also, maybe we should point out some like house rules that we do with D&D typically, or is that are we just going by E&D?
I think it'll just come up as we play. You know.
All right, because like I know we do criticals different than most.
But yeah, we'll explain it as we go.
Yeah.
Point out if things are different. But I think, unless you guys have some other reason not to be, I think we're all ready, right?
Let's do it.
Yeah.
All right.
Let's do it.
So, to set the scene, your journey begins in the country of Astoria, a once peaceful and thriving peninsular nation cut off from the rest of the world. That is, until about 100 years ago. Since then, the country has been ravaged by chaos. Gangs, cults, monsters jockey for power alongside a government that no longer has control over the situation. And that is where we meet our first character. We begin with Jorfred Danarix, a bald, bearded dwarf. If you want to describe your own character, you can.
A bald, bearded hill dwarf.
There you go.
He's got like, by beard, it's more like a mutton stash. And sort of where it would sort of meet at the mouth, it kind of braids down to long braids. Nothing on the chin, just a little bit of scruff. And I'm pretty well armored. Got my shield, got my hammer, got my little bag of stones.
And Jorfred, currently journeying through the Alfair Plains in the western sector of the country, journeying on the path towards Eelry, a port city along the western coast of Astoria. As you get closer to the city, you begin to smell the faint scent of sea salt, the breeze coming off the Ion Sea on which Eelry is located. You can see small wooden structures, seem to be houses, as you come upon the city. You can hear the faint sound of seagulls in the distance.
Birds.
And you see it's about mid-afternoon, so there are plenty of people around. Really a bustling town, a larger city. Perhaps like a medium-sized city, so somewhere in between like a capital and a small town.
Mm-hmm.
So with that, traveling along the path at the entrance of Eelry, Jorfred, what would you like to do?
Well, I guess first I'd like, sort of as I'm making my little trek along, are there any like banners waving from? Are there walls? Are there?
It is not a walled city. It's kind of like as soon as you walk in, you're already like right there. You see like the cobblestone that's along at least the central part of the city where you would be entering. It's all cobblestone on the ground.
Right.
And buildings mostly stone too. You could
I
see.
can appreciate that.
You could see as you walk in to your left, in more of a gated off area, is what appears to be a cemetery. But you would be walking past that to enter the city. And you can also see the largest building there appears to be a large, possibly city hall, white marble.
Right.
That's what you see.
I'm going to. Are there any like guards about, or is it just like common folk?
Yeah, they're just at the very entrance. Like once you're about to step onto the cobblestone, like from the path, there are a couple guards stationed, but they're not like checking you. You don't have like a wagon behind you. You're just walking along the path, and it seems to be free entry. They nod as you walk past them.
I'm gonna sort of get one of them attention real quick. I'm gonna say, "Excuse me, has a large traveling group of dwarvish folk passed through here recently?"
He strokes the little bit of scruff on his chin and says, "Not that I'm aware of. I apologize, sir."
Well, perhaps you can do me a favor and point me towards a tavern.
The best tavern that at least most travelers go to would be the Gentleman's Pub right in the central plaza of Eelry. And if you're looking, apparently...
I'm no gentleman, I'll tell you that.
Well, it's truly open to anyone, and if you're looking to... If this is your first time visiting Eelry, if you're looking to kind of venture around the city, there should be a guide there, a halfling named Peter. He could possibly show you the round for a small cost of coin.
Oof. All right, thank you, and I'm gonna head on down to the Gentleman's Pub, unless anything crazy stops my way. Any
No,
dragons?
you see people walking about, but they're just daily business.
Yeah, daily business. What is the not to be racist, but what is like the common race here? Is it sort of divided up in that manner? Or
so there seems to be a decent mix, but it's predominantly human. Including the two guards were both human when you walked in.
And if I had to make a venture as to like the craftsmanship of these like stone houses that you described, would that be? Is it sort of like humans moved in here after like?
Well, not.
Or is it there?
In the area that you are, there aren't any houses. There's just like appears to be like businesses and markets. So it looks like everything looks well kept.
Right. Okay.
So you're heading to the Gentleman's Pub.
I'm gonna head to the Gentleman's Pub.
All right. So as this is happening,
get a pint, get a stout.
as this is happening, we find our next individual, Bazog, I believe is how you pronounce it, Ivan.
I say Bazog. But
Bazog.
Yeah.
Well, I'm not gonna mispronounce it, so we could just edit that out. But so if you'd like to describe your character a little bit, just his appearance.
Yeah, so I made a drawing, but that's not going to come through the audio. I can tell. So
You can try.
So I'm going to
Shove it
stuff
into
it
the
into the mic here. So Bazog, he is donned in chain armor, and he has these sort of robes that cover the armor as if he were like traveling sort of like a deserty landscape. He has sort of this like dreadlocked kind of messy hair, very kind of like frizzy and sort of interlocked. It's not very well kept. He has two fangs that stick out from the side of his lips, so his bottom lip tends to like bulge out very far. He has this sort of pointed ears and a very dark green-gray kind of skin. He carries 4 weapons, a greatsword, a great axe, a simple great club, and a very unusual greatsword as well. So yeah.
It's an
Oh,
arsenal.
and he has a beard too, a very like frizzy beard.
and you find him currently. You are standing outside what looks to be a rather small building. Currently in the plaza of Eelry. You've already been here. This is your second day in Eelry. You stayed overnight. Currently with the leader of your guild, Luther Brandiak, a human, long brown hair, goatee, has fine, well-made leather armor, but not as particular, as nice as your armor that you currently have. And you both stand outside this building. You can see a sign above the door that says Arms Garden. It appears, looking through the window, that it appears to be a shop selling all different kinds of weaponry. And as you stand outside, Luther turns to you and says, I have some business to attend to. I must purchase a new short sword after our last debacle on the way here. Got a little banged up. I definitely need a new one, and Arms Garden's well known throughout the country. Definitely the best place to find a new weapon. If you wouldn't mind staying outside while I go in and do my business.
I was really, whatever.
So you stand outside. You can see, looking around, just open plaza. There's like a marketplace to your left. A sparse amount of buildings for what a city, the central city, would look like. But you stand waiting outside the Arms Garden. And in the meantime, we find our third individual.
Ham bonus. Ham bone on the street.
By the name of Averso Inaris. Currently, if you'd like to first describe your character, what he looks like.
Yeah, so very generic, just a human, about average height, so I'd say between 5'8", 5'10", maybe. Yeah, that's about average. Brown eyes. He's kind of he's clean cut despite his clothes. He's wearing leather armor, very modest, and several layers of like cloaks over, like very thin. He's a rogue and all that good stuff.
And we find Averso currently in an alleyway in the central plaza of Eelry. There's the building appears to be the public library in the city, and you're currently like kind of have like cover like right like in the alley between the library and the neighboring building, and from where you are, you can see people bustling about. Like I mentioned, midday, everyone's just doing their business. There's a marketplace like across the plaza that you can see tons of people buying various goods. And you see towards the center of the plaza there are two guards, full uniform that you can see appear to be Astorian guards, so guards of the country serving the Kaiser of the land. Gray armor, seems to be, pretty well kept. Obviously, funded by the government, working for them. But you could see just two guys chatting, not really on guard, because just people walking around. But you see one of the guards takes out a gold sundial pocket watch from his pocket just to see the time of day. Mentions you see his lips moving, talking to the other guy, and then he puts it away in his pocket with the gold chain around the pocket watch, kind of like dangling outside his pocket. Anything you'd like to do?
I think we'll have to cross the street and approach this guard.
So, are you doing this stealthily, or?
I'm gonna try to be very nonchalant walking, but what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna try to like just sleight of hand that out of his
Okay.
spot.
So they're about like
He's dangling it. He's dangling
Yeah.
it for you.
they're about like 60 feet from you currently.
Okay.
So there are like people passing you as you start to slowly, nonchalantly walk in the direction of the two guards. Would you like to? You're about like 10 feet out from them. Would you like to continue or do anything?
Is there somewhere I could like kind of stop for a moment and like
This is out in the open, just open plaza.
open plaza? Okay.
Yeah. So there's like a crowd of people like moving back and forth, like right in the center. There's like past the guards, like right near them is a large fountain with water like coming out, like moving water and everything. They're just kind of like just admiring the scene. But right now you're out in the open.
I'm on the clock now because I didn't realize it was out in the open.
You're on the sundial.
Yeah, I'm on the sundial.
I'm gonna draw my dagger.
Can you like cut to someone else? I gotta think.
This is going on in the meantime, so you have as much time as you want to think.
Suddenly
But-
dragon
okay.
appears.
If you'd like, I can continue to like describe.
Yeah, I
the
don't want
scene.
to just sit here while I'm trying to like, because my guy's gonna be thinking too. I don't want to.
Okay. Well, you're
He's
probably
got a
thinking
9. He's
along
got
the
a
way.
10 intelligence. Let's be honest. We gotta give him a minute.
So, in the meantime,
Yeah.
we'll go back to Jorfred,
Jorfred.
who has now made his way to the gentleman's pub. And there's a halfling right outside the door, about 4.5 feet tall.
Pretty tall. Pretty tall for a little halfling boy.
Glasses, seems to be about middle-aged for a halfling, like the human equivalent. But you can see within his, you can see he's a little bit balding. Like you can see like the recession starting in from his forehead to
Right.
where his hair starts.
Mm-hmm.
Kind of.
He's got that widow's peak happening.
Yeah, he's clean, but his clothes don't give off like oh, this is
A rich.
expensive clothing, or this is a rich man.
I'm gonna just pass right by that little halfling and open up the door to the gentleman's pub.
Have you decided on anything, Averso?
I'm going to just walk up to him.
Mm-hmm.
I'm going to accidentally walk into him.
Okay. So you
Classic.
like you
Yeah,
like
classic.
nudge,
It's not.
you kind of like nudge the like the hip or something, or like the
Like,
shoulder.
I'm just gonna like it's like I'm gonna be reading. Is there somewhere I could like pick up a newspaper of some sort, or some
No.
sort of? Is there some sort of?
No,
not-
again, you're just
There's no
out in the-
stands out here. Nothing that I could. Wow.
No, I mean you walked past the marketplace, like an open market, with like, not tents, but like kind of like canopies over like just like wooden tables that different people are set up. But there's no like newspapers that you could see.
All right.
This is an anti-propaganda city, alright?
Yeah.
It's about not spreading the information.
At least not where you are.
yeah.
So you're gonna bump into him,
Yes.
the one with the
Yeah, and I was
pocket
going to like sleight of hand, try to just like pluck it, and then like apologize and walk away quick.
Well, go ahead and make a sleight of hand check.
Rest in
Guys, if
pepperoni.
Averso dies, like,
That'd
Don't
be
worry,
great. It's like we barely started. Immediately skewered
this
by
is
8 guards.
incredibly dangerous. What'd you roll? What did you roll?
3.
Oh,
wait. I have like a good.
yeah.
Lucky!
You're a human, right?
Yeah.
Oh boy, 10.
Yes.
It's not awful.
It's not awful.
It's not a 3. It's not a 3. That's
As you walk by the Crown's Guard with the pocket watch, and you slowly reach for the pocket watch that you see like dangling out of his pocket, you feel a slight tremor in the ground beneath you as you reach out to get it. You get your hand on the pocket watch, but as you bump into him, he notices you and turns around and sees your hand slightly into his pocket. He turns around and he looks back at you and says, "Hey, what do you do?" And just at that moment, though, the tremors in the ground underneath the cobblestone get louder, and he kind of stops. You both stop as he's just like staring at you. You still have your hand in his pocket, but you're just like eye contact, not sure, but you both recognize the tremors.
Yeah.
And in that instant, the ground breaks from underneath. A giant, monstrous, almost looks like a worm.
What the fuck?
With an O, comes up through the ground, takes the second guard that was next to him, gets it in his mouth, comes out of the ground. It's just this giant, pinkish orange, gigantic worm.
Where I am, do I see this? Because I'm outside.
Yeah, I'll get to that. So he takes the other guard in his mouth. You, both Jorfred, who has not yet entered the gentleman's pub, and standing outside the arms garden, Bazog. Am I saying that right still?
Bazog.
Bazog. That'll just be the running thing. I don't know how to pronounce your character.
Nobody knows how to say my name.
The worm comes up out of the ground, just like this gaping hole left, and it has the other guard in its mouth. To describe what it looks like, it has no eyes. It has just a circular mouth, right at the tip of it, with teeth, razor sharp teeth, all around the mouth.
Like a freaking lamprey or whatever, right?
Bazog.
Yeah.
There we go. You immediately felt the tremors, and you can see it as it engulfs, not engulfs, but nearly swallows or bites that other guard, and you, Jorfred, also see it from across the plaza.
What the hell is that?
Everybody starts seeing it. People are running about. They start to scatter, screaming. You can hear everything. What are you guys doing?
I'm going to just pluck the sundial.
While he's looking at you.
Yeah, I'm hoping this distraction would be in this moment. I'm assuming we're both kind of off guard.
Yeah, you both of you have now shifted your gaze toward this gigantic worm.
I'm just gonna look back, pluck the sundial, and kind of just kind of sprint back a bit.
Okay.
Run off to with a crowd of people that are running away. But I'm not gonna leave the plaza.
Yeah, so as the guard turns towards the worm, he's like, "Oh my god! They got run!" So what are you two guys doing? So right now where you guys are, the Gentleman's Pub and the Arms Garden are two neighboring buildings, so you can both see each other if you look across. But currently your gaze is fixed on this gigantic worm that's trying to swallow one of the Astorian guards.
I want to get my guild leader to come outside and be like, "Hey!"
Is he gonna knock on the door or something? Or?
Yeah, I'm gonna open the door and just call him out "Hey, we have trouble outside."
He turns back to you. I'll be done in a second. I just gotta finish this deal.
I'm like, "Are you kidding me?" And then I'm gonna run to the worm and help the guards out because I'm not gonna wait.
And what do you get?
Are there people running down this pathway that?
Yeah, there are people running towards you. There are people running in all directions, just away from the worm.
I'm gonna try and get somebody's attention and be like, "What's going on?"
Frantically, they don't even acknowledge you. They're just frantically running past you.
I'm gonna take my big old warhammer off my back. I'm just gonna walk towards what's going. And I'm just constantly asking the passerbys "Is anyone hurt? What's going on?" As I walk towards what seems to be what they're running from, whatever this thing is in the distance.
Yeah. So you as they're running past you, you're able to get the attention of one guy who's just like an older guy, like old man, human, white hair and everything, and he's like stunned. He can't answer your questions, and he's just like standing there, just like looking at you, just like bewildered.
I'm not getting anything from him, so
No.
I'm just gonna keep on moving on.
Okay. Are you doing anything differently?
So, I'm going to. How can I just, like describe the thing more in detail? Like,
Yeah.
how, like,
So if you
compare it
guys
to-
would like a visual of the scene, I'll lay it out for you. It's kind of difficult to see for a podcast, but basically.
We'll be able to just so describe it perfectly.
Yeah, of course.
Within the ears of the people.
So, gonna be using this giant to like represent it. But basically, this is an open plaza. This is all like cobblestone, and there's the fountain that I mentioned just in the center of the plaza. This worm is like
That was
on the side of the fountain, like near the guards, and Averso, and then Jorfred and Bazog are on the, I don't know, but are on like the opposite side. Like you guys are like right over here if you wanted to walk towards it, like right at the edge.
all right.
You're
fine.
kind of Averso. You're like I guess you could position how you want, but like you came from this direction.
Okay. So I'm gonna say like around here then.
Okay. The other guard, Ivan, do you need a mini or anything?
I got him right here.
The other guard
I don't know where
You said you'd do.
is like stationed right here, right by Averso, and now pocket watchless.
Pocket watchless.
Pocket sundials.
Sundial.
At this point, you can see like Ron, the
God.
other guard, is like slowly being swallowed by the worm, as like you could just see like his hand like sticking out.
Can I go like rush to? I'm gonna attempt to pull him out, I suppose.
If you're going to do that, then depending on what you guys would like to do, I'm gonna need you to roll initiative.
Roll
I
initiative.
Roll initiative.
Da-da-da-da-da-da-da. Natural 1.
18.
18.
13.
Okay.
I
so,
guess it makes sense because I'm casually walking.
yeah. Well, you still have each of those squares is 5 feet.
Okay.
So like you guys still have a ways to go. Like you'll probably have to
Each small square or like
Yeah.
4 square? Oh.
each small square.
Alright.
So like you'll probably, if you want to get there, you might have to dash to get there quicker.
And for the sake of this, we'll just be like.
Yeah. And
your foot.
this worm is like you don't know how large it is. Like it's very like wide. But I mean obviously it's swallowing a manhole, but you can't tell exactly how long it is because not all of its body is outside of the hole that it made, that it tunneled through.
Oh, it's that large.
It is very large.
Okay.
So to get all of the initiative set, so what did you guys roll?
13.
13?
18.
18?
I rolled a natural 1.
Uh,
Just 1. I don't even have dexterity.
okay. So to get the order, I got it right here. So Bazog will be starting off first, followed by Averso.
Dude, right into it.
So Bazog,
I'm
what are you
into
doing first?
I'm gonna dash 60 feet.
Okay. Come on, move your character.
5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30, 35, 40, 45, 50, 55, 60.
Okay, so you're like just to the right of the fountain.
Yeah. And-
So,
And
anything else you want to do?
I just want to know. I'm gonna do Divine Favor as a bonus action on myself, and I'm gonna keep it up on concentration, and all it does is it gives me a D4 extra radiant damage.
Okay.
Yeah, that's all.
All right. So now it is Averso's turn. You are the closest right now. It doesn't seem like the other guard that was next to you is really acting like so many things. Like he just tried to He was just about to be stolen from. This thing's eating his
reeling.
friend.
He's
like,
reeling.
yeah, he has no idea like what to do.
So I'm gonna start charging towards the beast.
Okay.
You are a maniac.
15.
I don't know you.
Where would I have to be positioned to be in front of him? Like, is this his front?
It's kind of not. He doesn't really have a front. It's like a round body.
Well, like the mouth, where
It's
the
like
guy's guard. The guard.
the mouth is just like straight up.
Like a
Oh, is this
Yeah.
like it's not like resting on the ground?
No, it just like bursts out of the ground and it's like sticking up with the guy in its mouth.
Like a pillar.
like a fucking shark, just
Yeah.
like,
Oh, I see.
like the Jaws cover.
So like, it's kind of hard to describe because it's like really large, but like,
That's pretty good.
if you see like it's
Yes, it's
yeah,
it's
it's kind of like
ping-
circular
yeah.
in terms of how it's laid out on the board.
Oh, this goblet could be a perfect representation.
Yeah,
Yeah.
if you want to use that. You
yeah.
No.
I think it'd be too big. Too big.
That's huge.
I suppose I'm just
Slot.
gonna strike at it with my short sword.
can. All right, go ahead.
Base it.
How tall would you say it's coming above the ground?
About probably like 8 feet
8 feet above
out of the ground.
So it would be 13.
13 hits.
Okay.
So go ahead. Go ahead.
it. And you've killed it.
And you got it.
Level 2, boys.
Six plus 3, so 9.
9 damage. So as you go, is
Oh, is this? Would you consider the guard? That's 5 feet of him. An enemy of him.
the figure is a little bit like difficult to see, but he's 10 feet
Okay.
from him. He's kind of like backed up a little bit
Okay.
from where he was originally standing when the thing burst out of the ground.
Gotcha.
So yeah, you don't get your sneak attack.
Yeah.
But yeah, 9 damage. So you run up with your short sword and you like slash at its body. It doesn't seem to react to you being there, but it takes the damage.
Okay.
Is that the end of your turn?
Yes.
All right. So thanks to a nat 1, the worm is going next.
Hey.
So currently has the other guard in its mouth. So it's just going to attempt to swallow the man.
Just beforehand.
Yep.
Before my guy even sets foot in the world, he does Blessing of the Forge on his own armor. just
Okay.
So you know. So I'm at a 19 armor class.
Okay.
Outright.
All right. So currently the worm is attempting to swallow the guard that it originally captured in its mouth, and unfortunately for that guy, he has been completely swallowed.
No.
Is it like a snake?
Not
You
run.
can kind of see like the.
It's almost like the SpongeBob episode where they have that giant worm.
Oh no.
Like that's kind of what it looks like.
The nematode.
But I'm wondering, like,
No,
like,
not the
as
nematode,
as
whatever
it
it was.
eats him,
The Great
like, do
Alaskan
you see
bull
like
worm.
Oh, there you
you know how like when a snake swallows food, you
Yeah.
can see like the inside of it. Do you has he like gone
Do you
under?
see the man?
Yeah.
in
You
the-
don't see like his body figure,
Oh, okay, never mind.
like through the skin of this thing.
Okay.
But yeah, he has been swallowed, and
Dude,
It's-
rip Ron.
slowly turns its attention
Maybe there's a
towards
chance.
you, Averso, and the other guard.
Okay.
And that's the rest of his turn. So now it is Jorfred's turn.
Dude, I'm so excited. Well, now it's Jorfred is worried. He's gonna walk 10, 15, 20, 25, so that I'm within 50.
Yeah, it's like 45 feet.
Yeah. Man, Averso is kind of far away from me. I'm gonna no, okay. I'm gonna cast Sacred Flame.
All right.
I'm gonna reach in my little bag, pull out a strange-looking stone, and say the words "Sesti Sigit," and launch a.
Damn.
Or actually, the flames that come within the creature. So it needs to make a save, I believe. It needs to make a Dexterity saving throw.
Dexterity saving throw. All right.
This is a speedy boy.
What's the DC?
The DC, my friend, is 12. Only 12.
It got exactly 12.
So nothing happens.
All right.
That was my action.
Yeah.
And yeah, I guess that's my turn.
All right. So back to the top with Bazog.
All right. So I'm now going to move. We can move.
Question?
I'm gonna say, I'm gonna shout to you, step away from it.
To Averso, yeah.
It will swallow you whole.
All right. So Bazog.
So I'm gonna whip out my Sword of the Elements.
Okay.
And we can move diagonally, right?
Yeah.
Okay. So 5, 10, 15, 20, and 25. Right in front of the.
Yep. Yeah. So you're within range.
Worm. I'm gonna attack it.
All right.
And on top of that, Divine Smite this weapon.
Okay.
With the effect of elements.
Okay.
You can add the Divine Smite after you hit. You don't have to say it beforehand. Just so
Yeah.
Okay. So first I gotta roll the damage of the weapon.
Yep.
So I take 3 hits.
Not for this weapon.
Oh.
And now I'm gonna roll damage. Oh, sorry, yeah.
I'll roll the hit, right?
Yeah. So that's gonna be 9 to hit.
9. So that does. So you go and you swing at the worm that's not paying attention to you at the moment. Currently, although it doesn't have eyes, seems to be direction toward Averso and the other guard, and it kind of like moves like just out of the way of the swing of your blade.
Okay.
Missing it.
Do I take the damage even when I miss?
Yeah.
All right.
Alrighty then. Anything else you'd like to do on your turn?
No.
All right.
That's it.
All right. So back to Averso. By this time, the other guard has like backed up another 10 feet.
Okay.
Like slowly.
But a new challenger is close by.
I'm just going to. I think I'm just going to take another swing at the short sword then.
All right.
Nat 1.
Nat
Oh.
1.
A nat 1.
So you go and you try to swing. Obviously that doesn't hit.
Yeah.
You swing.
It's close.
You swing at the worm and it kind of like now attention firmly on you. It like kind of like swings and like knocks like the blow away. Like kind of it takes no damage from it.
Okay.
Is that the end of your turn? Or
Yes, it will.
okay. Did you want to say something?
I'm gonna shout back to this dwarf in the
random
distance
dwarf.
that told me
Yeah.
to back up. And I'll say, but the fight is here. That's it.
All right. So now it is the turn of the worm, and since it just was attacked by you, Averso, it is going to try to attempt to bite you.
Okay.
So going to roll the hit. Natural 20.
Rest in pepperoni.
Oh no.
So
Oh,
you
fuck.
take
all of the damage.
you take what is it? You take 15 damage.
Okay.
15
Are you
piercing.
alive?
I have 1 health left.
Oh boy. I rolled a natural 20 and then a 6. So
Okie doke.
Dude, all I said, oh yo.
The fight is here.
Yeah, I'm saying, back up, you're gonna get hurt.
so
No!
The fight is here.
So it goes to bite you, and now successful on the bite, you have to make a. Or obviously you're
Saving
smaller
throw
than a
for
large
swallowing.
creature,
Yes.
so you are automatically grappled.
Wait.
Yep.
Automatically?
Yeah. There's
Okay.
no saving. On your turn, you can try to escape doing a strength save.
Okay.
But yeah, not to your turn.
Rip.
So this is getting pretty bad.
Weird question.
Sure.
Because is it my turn next?
Yes.
So, I have a spell prepared called Command.
Uh-huh.
This is weird. Can I command him
The
to
worm?
break? No, him. to break free from the?
I mean,
if he fails the save or what have you, like, does he get a chance to break free right now?
I would think not until his turn.
Okay.
Just because you'd essentially be taking an action on your turn in that case. I don't know. It's a little bit weird.
Yeah. Well, the command is like.
Do they
I issue,
act instantaneously?
Yeah, I issue a command to him and then they try to do it.
I mean, why not? Why not? You know.
All right. So, for the sake of trying to get this guy free, I'm going to I did not write down what save I think you need. I think it might be a charisma save, but
Charisma?
Yeah, you need to check. I fucked up.
Yeah, I could check. First time going to the book.
And it's one action, 60 feet, verbal. I can.
Yeah, command. You said.
Yeah, command. Can't believe I didn't write down the save that you gave me.
No, it's a good thing you made another character, right?
Yeah. Just in case.
What's the verbal word?
Well, I'm gonna say.
One second.
Christ! In order to activate the spell for my stone.
Jesus Christ.
Wisdom saving throw.
Wisdom saving throw.
So it must succeed on a wisdom saving throw or follow the command on its next turn.
Oh, on his next turn.
Yeah.
It sounds like it's like for an unwilling humanoid
Yeah.
to do something.
So I'm not gonna do that. I'm just gonna get within range here, to do Sacred Flame again on the creature.
Okay.
So it needs to make a save.
Sure. Dex, right?
Correct.
That is a 9.
That fails.
Okay.
So it'll take 1d8 radiant damage. 1d8. And that's only 2 points of damage. But as a bonus action, I'm going to cast Shield of Faith on you, my friend.
What does that do?
So for the next 10 minutes, as long as I'm concentrating on it, you have a +2 to your armor class.
Bless. Let's just hope it doesn't get another.
I don't have any range healing, so I'm sorry.
All right.
So
Is that the end of your turn?
Yep, that is the end of my turn.
All right. So back to the top with Bazog.
So I'm going to take another swing. I'm going to do another swing with the element weapon onto the worm.
Okay. Roll to hit.
Fucking hell.
A
Nat
natural one.
Wow.
We are destined to just TPK.
Game 1, my friends.
We are destined to TPK.
3 health for me.
Yeah. So you swing at the worm, but again, it seems to be somewhat nimble enough to just dodge your sword, even though it's currently like flailing about with Averso in its grasp, in its teeth.
Just 2 big whoofs. Or whiffs, whatever. Just like, oh
2
my
big
God.
woofs like a doggo.
Yeah.
So that's your action. Is that all you can do?
Yeah.
All right.
This is dangerous now.
So now it is Averso.
Calamity.
Okay, so I have to do
A strength saving throw to try and escape its grapple. 15. So as you're like struggling through it, it can't get a good enough grip on it, and you're able to slip out of it and hop onto the ground.
Okay.
No longer grappled,
Okay.
but very hurt.
Was that my action?
That happens.
That
Is he falling?
Probably nothing too crazy.
yeah, that was your action. Yeah.
That's
Okay.
a big worm.
So
But you still have your
He said it was 8 feet out of the ground.
Oh.
You kind of like, as you like, because it was so high up, you don't like land like directly in front of it. Let's say like you land like 2 squares from it.
Okay.
So like you have a little bit of like wiggle room.
So I'm gonna stand up.
Hey!
Yeah.
Am I prone, like, or am I like standing?
No, you're standing. You're able to get your
Okay.
feet set.
So I'm going to like 5, 10. On a short bow, that the range is like 20 feet or something.
I believe 20 feet and then
Oh, it's 80 feet.
80 feet.
Okay.
80 feet and then.
I'm
what
gonna
is
get
it?
within 30 feet of it. I'm gonna take out the short bow,
Okay.
and that is my turn.
All right.
Yeah, get away.
Okay.
Get away from this.
So now it is the worm's turn. It has lost its grasp on Averso, who was badly injured on the brink of death.
Oh my god!
And now, although he's missed a couple times, he's going to. It's going to turn its attention towards Bazog, and it's going to attempt to bite you.
Try me!
So I will roll to hit. And that is a 19.
Yeah.
Oh my god.
So,
wow.
You take...
Natural 20.
See, I told you I was scared yesterday when we were playing fucking the Haunted game. I was getting nothing but criticals.
With the rolls.
Yeah.
You take 9 damage.
Okay.
And you are grappled.
So how does he look to me, and how does... He looks like he's dying, right?
Yeah, so Averso was like, he like you could see some of his clothes are a little bit tattered just from like the teeth like sinking into your clothing, unable to get just like enough that he could keep him like maintained in its mouth. But I believe, I mean, if you want to describe how you look, Bazog.
I am very damaged. I'm
very
bloody. I'm battered.
And you are now in the mouth of the worm.
But it's fine. I can die and rise again.
Well, I wouldn't know that.
So that ends the turn for the worm.
You assume the way I fight that I just have a viciousness that not even life can take away from me.
Oh, the half orc. Okay.
And now it's Jorfred's turn.
Jorfred Denrix is going to go ahead and, seeing as...
Also, I think I have to roll concentration to keep it up, because I'm grappled right now, right?
The, what?
For Divine Favor.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, you have to beat the damage you took, or minimum of 10. Half the damage you took, or minimum of 10.
So, then I would add,
Constitution.
So that's 17 total, and my DC I think is 13. So
Okay.
Well, it would be the
or whatever.
Yeah, the DC would be like half the damage that you take, or a minimum of 10.
Okay.
So I don't know how much damage you took.
Yeah,
I
so
took,
he took 9, so
9.
it would be 10,
Yeah.
would be what he needed to be, which he did.
Yeah.
There you
Alright.
go.
So you're able to maintain Divine Smite. But Jorfred's turn now.
Or Divine Favor.
Yeah.
Divine Favor, sorry.
Yeah.
Oh God. I am just gonna go for a little bit of bread and butter. I'm gonna actually close the gap.
Okay.
Pull out my hammer.
Mhm.
20. I'm actually gonna be like kind of close to this half orcish gentleman,
Good.
and pull out my hammer and go ahead and make an attack against it.
All right, roll the hit.
How's the worm looking to me? It's 3.
You can't with like its natural skin, like it seems to be very thick, like you can't really tell. Like you could see like scratches on it from like Bazog's first hit, but it doesn't seem to be too hurt.
I think it was
Averso.
I rolled a 7,
That does not hit.
Oh my god.
and then with that, I'm also just kind of trying to like clang my armor a little bit, sort of
Try to get its attention.
yeah, just be like ah, like kind of scream at it.
All right, so kind of like again, wiggling, kind of like writhing.
Yeah.
Able to dodge your hammer, but it does. Still keeping Bazog in its mouth, it kind of like positions a little bit towards you. You see it like its body turn a little bit.
Does it have eyes?
It does not.
Spooky.
At top of the round, Bazog, it is your turn. Unless Jorfred, you had anything else to do. All right.
Alright, I'm gonna try to break the grapple.
Yep. So strength saving throw.
So, here we go. It's gonna be just 9.
9. You so you try to like wiggle through, but it seems to have a tighter grip than it had on Averso, and you're unable to escape the grapple.
Yeah.
Either that or Averso was a little more nimble.
That too. A little bit beefier, Bazog is compared.
A little more meteor.
So
More of a
that's your
Razorback.
action, trying to escape the grapple. I don't know if there's anything else you want to try to do,
Nah, I can't.
or anything you can't do.
I can't.
All right. So that ends Bazog's turn. Now Averso.
Short bow that bitch.
Okay. So roll the hit.
Oh yeah.
I
hate these tables.
Yeah, I'm sorry.
So it's going to be
There's like a backstop. You can, like,
17.
roll into
17
this.
hits. Go ahead and roll damage, and you do
thanks,
get your
sneak
sneak
attack with Jordan.
Yep. range.
Jorfred. Roll, like, yeah, there you
1 plus
go. It's a hopping dice
6.
for the audience out
So
at
6
home.
damage
Yeah.
total.
Plus your, whatever your dex is.
Would it be? Yeah. So it'd be 9 again.
9 damage. All right.
So for the audience,
All right,
at home,
something. Some damage. That's what it's all about. Little chips. Pew.
So you see a Averso in the distance, or not too far in the distance, but shoots an arrow towards the worm, and it takes it right in, like halfway up out of the ground. It like takes it and kind of like recoils a little bit, but it's still doing all right. Hard to tell again, based on its natural armor. But anything else you want to do?
I suppose. Yeah, there's really not much I could do besides that. So yeah, in my turn.
All right. It is now the turn of the worm. Since it already has you in its grasp, Bazog, it's going to try to bite down harder on you.
Okay.
So, because you are grappled, it has advantage. Oh boy.
2 net 20s.
That'll be a 21 to hit.
Yeah.
Alright, so I'll roll damage.
I think we need to run. We're not even a party. I think we need.
You take 9 more damage from this bite.
So I've died, but because of my ability, Relenting Endurance, I just go to 1 instead of 0.
Okay, so you're
Do you have
like
to, do you have to roll for that, or is that just?
No, it's just an inherent ability.
Okay.
so you're in really bad shape as you start to like as it like continues to try to bite down
Wow.
harder on you. It's like
Wow.
trying to swallow you. You're like losing strength within your body
Right.
as you
right.
try to escape.
But not. Yeah, I'm back to life now.
Yeah, yeah. So you're still there, but you're badly weak.
Yeah. Brink of death right
Yeah.
now.
Now it is Jorfred's turn, as that is the end of the turn for the worm. It's getting bad, guys.
Can I reach him? Is he just right in the air that I cannot get up and touch him?
How tall are you?
I'm
Dwarf.
I'm a dwarf.
Yeah, I
my
don't
friend.
think.
I am
unless
4'7".
Yeah, unless you have crazy hops, I don't think you're gonna be able to reach.
Right. Plus, I probably wouldn't be able to jump and cast a spell.
Yeah, there's also like looking at the body. There's nothing really to grab onto to like pull yourself.
Okay, I'm.
An arrow.
Yeah, I'm like,
Snap the arrow.
my character is 189 pounds, so he's kind of pot
Plus
belly.
armor.
That's a meaty boy.
Yeah, he's meaty. Plus the armor, so he's like
Oh yeah.
200, whatever. Plus easy. Shit. Tacky mushrooms.
There's a shit take right there, man.
I mean, and this worm is still looking very healthy.
You can see like some of the hits it's taken, but again, it's hard to without like facial expressions or anything. It's kind of hard to tell exactly how it's doing.
Okay.
But it seems to be sturdy.
What has this last guard done?
The guard is just like continue to back away.
He's
He's
like
acting. Is he running?
no. He's like standing and watching, but he continues to slowly back away. Like just he knows he should act, but he's just too frightened to act.
I am going to I'm going to drop the spell on you.
What spell?
The +2 to your armor class.
Oh yeah.
I'm going to whisper into my hammer, Searing Smite, and I'm going to make an attack.
All right, roll the hit.
Please, my ancestors up above. Please. Shit!
You're standing now.
Again,
It just bounces.
You have a
out
dice
of
box?
the cavern.
That's a 6. 6 + 4, it's only 10.
Yeah, that does not hit. So again, able to just writhe out of the way of your hammer strike.
That is, I'm going to maneuver myself, shouting and waving at it, saying, "Come at me, demon!
Just falls over.
Come at me, beast!"
All right, top of the round, Bazog.
But I'm still concentrating on my
break
spell.
Get the nat
so
20.
10. That plus
Plus
it's
strength.
plus whatever. It's got to be.
14.
14. So,
Come on.
on the brink of death, just summon the strength just to break the grapple and drop down to the ground to one knee as you like brace your fall. Again, landing where Averso did. So like, so you have like a little bit of distance from him, but to stand up, it'll take half your speed if you want to move.
I'm gonna stand up, but I'm not.
I'm gonna say,
but I'm not.
Get away! Get away! That's all I'm gonna say.
It's gonna get an opportunity. I can't move.
Oh shit!
This is what we needed.
I'm not gonna move.
We needed this from the beginning.
All right.
Also, I imagine. Do I have to make another concentration throw
to break the
for divine
when you broke
favor?
the grapple?
Only when you take damage.
Oh yeah.
When I take damage? Okay.
So I don't know if you took damage.
I took damage from the biting death, so maybe I should just roll in case.
Retroactive roll.
There, perfect.
Okay.
Yeah, easily.
Well, notch another bow.
Easily.
Okay, so Averso, you're up.
18.
You're gonna shoot again with your short bow.
Oh, it's gonna be
That
12.
might
12
be enough.
exactly hits.
Yeah, there we go.
Roll
You
damage.
just arrows flying in.
7 plus 3, 10.
10 damage.
Sneak? You did sneak attack, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Good.
Alright. So as you shoot another arrow, it lands in the general vicinity as the other arrow that you hit with, and you begin to see like it now with nothing in its mouth. It screams out as the arrow penetrates a little bit deeper than the last one, from what you can see, and it's just like writhing, like kind of moving back and forth. It's definitely hurt pretty bad.
Okay.
But is that the end of your turn?
Yes.
Okay.
No, actually, I'm gonna stop. I'm gonna look to see where the guard is.
Okay, he's like
See
by
if he's got
this
another pocket watch.
by this time he's like 20 feet from you probably.
So I'm gonna kind of like move lateral to him. So it's, let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6.
Get away.
Get away.
All right, so you move away.
Get away.
Now it is
It's this
the,
difficult terrain.
the worm's turn. So as the past couple turns, Jorfred's been banging his chest, getting its attention. As it released Bazog, it now turns its attention towards you and attempts to bite you.
Come at me, beast.
And I will roll to bite. That is a 9.
It doesn't beat 19, boy.
So as it bites down, it just it like doesn't go in far enough that it kind of just like planks off your armor,
My shield.
your shield, and just like kind of like backs away a little bit, recoils from hitting the shield. So that'll be its turn.
All
So it is now Jorfred's turn.
I'm gonna say, by the hand of the forefathers, you will die today. And still concentrating on my Series Smite and my hammer. Come the fuck on. Wah! A natural 1!
You guys are great at this.
You cursed us! You did something!
I'm really good at games.
Natural fucking 1.
So that was again an attack with your hammer.
Yeah.
Your
So
forefathers just
so
stick a
it
middle
clangs
finger.
off your shield, it recoils,
But I say they
and
never
you try
liked
to
me that
swing
much.
at it with your hammer, and it's already recoiled back out of your range as you try to like hit it like towards the head, what seems to be the head.
Alright.
So you miss. Anything else you want to do in your turn?
No.
Okay.
I'm just gonna keep, like, being loud. Cause if it doesn't have any eyes, I'm assuming it's sort of got that sense of echolocation type of thing. So I'm slamming my armor, slamming my chest,
Just trying to get its attention.
trying to get it at me.
All right. Top of the round. Bazog, badly beaten.
I'm gonna lay on hands myself,
Okay.
right on my chest
You're gonna touch your
for
nips.
full health.
Full health.
Yeah, I'm just gonna stimulate my nipples with my fingers. No. So I slap my shoulder and I heal for all of my all of the the healing pool that I can muster.
Is that like 10 points or whatever?
And I heal myself for 10 points.
Okay.
Zong.
And that's your action, correct?
Yes, and unfortunately that's all I can do.
All right. So, as you described, just feeling a little bit better than just like a few seconds ago, where you were
Yeah.
on the brink of death, about to be swallowed by this giant worm.
I'd rather be nearly severed in half than dead. It's like,
All right.
Wait a second.
Next up, Averso.
I'm going to put my hand in my pocket.
Okay.
I'm gonna make sure the watch It's in my pocket.
Okay.
Like tap it, make sure
Sure.
it's firm.
Yeah.
Take out the short sword. I'm gonna run up and try to stab the fuck.
Okay.
No.
So you're running up. So if you want to move your character, so you're right up in front of it, like between.
I'm visually. I turn to you and I say, "Oh fuck." You're like bleeding out of your eyes.
But he's smiling. He's just looking at you with a big old smile.
Nat 20.
Yes.
So go ahead and roll damage. Double the dice and then add on modifiers after.
What? How are we doing it?
Sneak attack too.
Sneak
Don't
attack.
forget.
Is that max 2?
Or whatever he says.
So whatever you're rolling for the dice.
Okay, so it's gonna be because Jordan's here. It's gonna be 2d6.
So whatever it is to hit, like with your sword, whatever it is for damage,
1d6.
double that, and then add on your modifiers afterward.
So roll a die.
Yeah.
5.
5. So that'll be 10, and
Okay.
then you add on everything else that you
So the sneak attack doesn't get doubled either.
That's a
No.
6.
Oh, okay.
6.
So
So
then
6.
So it's gonna be 5, 10, 6, 16 plus 3, so 19.
19 damage.
Oh, that's gotta be. Wow, what bravery.
So as Averso,
With 1 HP.
you know what? Averso, how do you want to finish it?
Well, I
Are
like to
you
imagine I
serious?
ran up.
Are you serious?
Dude, 19 points.
I
of
did literally
damage.
all the damage.
I just thought it had more
Averso
health.
tanking.
I'm gonna run up. I'm just gonna like jump as high as I could, like stab into it and like slide down with it
God.
like.
Like riding the curtains.
It's gonna be messy.
Yeah, so you're able to pierce through the skin and ride down slowly that 8 feet that it had gone out of the ground. And it splits open. You can see like,
Do we see Ron? Is he okay?
okay, so you can see what looks to be the body of Ron in there as you open it up. You can like slightly see him just through like the little slit that you cut with your sword as the worm now lifeless falls. Whatever the 8 feet that was above the ground just falls to the side on the cobblestone lifeless.
Do I see the body of Ron?
Roll perception check.
Okay. The guard that I saw get swallowed. I rolled a 16 plus my wisdom. This is gonna be 18.
So, as you see, like, as you see the sword split this gigantic worm from Averso, you can see like the slight like shine in the sun of like his armor, like through the little slit.
I want to not to rob you of this. I'm gonna reach in and just try and yank him out.
So you gotta like try to like split the skin a little.
I'm like sitting down. I'm fucking like near death, so I'm just kind of like on my ass.
Can I? I'm still concentrating on my searing smite. Can I like burn the flesh away
Sure,
with my hammer?
sure.
So I'm gonna start like burning the flesh away and like try and reach in and just touch him. Do I grab him?
Sure. Yeah, it's not as wide as it was long, but
So, not knowing if he's truly beyond death's door or not, I'm gonna cast Spare the Dying on him. So if he's, and from a game stance, if he's like rolling death saving throws, or then he becomes touch a 0 HP creature, they become stable. Unless he's undead.
he's not undead.
Okay.
But considering that it took more than 3 rounds since he was swallowed,
He definitely.
yeah. Like you can see like along the walls, there seems to be like slight coating of acid within inside the worm.
I still just want to like, drag him out if I can. Just like.
Yeah. So you
put
drag
on
him
the-
out and like pull him to the side, like lay him down.
And I'm gonna turn to you, and you're just sitting down on the ground. I'm gonna reach out a hand to you, and like, do you grasp my hand?
Yeah.
So when you grasp my hand, I'm gonna go ahead and just do Cure Wounds on you.
Oh, I think you're gonna like lift me up.
Yeah. I'm gonna lift you up as I'm lifting you up
Okay.
and casting Cure Wounds.
Oh, that's cool. That's sweet.
And you, that's a maximum. You heal 10 points.
Yeet.
Yeah. I'm gonna say, that was quite brave, what you've just done.
I don't know why I did it.
And then I turn to you and
I'm actually already walking away.
oh, okay.
I'm just I'm walking back to my guild leader.
What's your name?
Jorfred. Jorfred
I'm gonna
Danrix.
take my hand out. Averso.
Averso. And you just look like a human, right?
Yeah, I'm just
Okay.
a human.
Let's say, am I like, do I have like some like blood and gore kind of on me?
Not really. I mean, you could kind of like use the flame to like. You weren't bit, so everybody.
Well, some of the acid on my hammer or whatever. I'm gonna kind of walk over this fountain and begin to like just kind of
yeah.
get the acid off. And
So
the water.
Bazog and Averso, like, although they're definitely feeling much better than they were like 12 seconds ago, their clothes, you can see like the bite marks on their armor from the worm.
Can I retrieve any arrows from its body, or are they?
What? So
I use 2.
yeah, so you'd have to, if you want to like try to pull them out.
Yeah.
Try to I'd say make a strength check, just straight strength, to pull out each one at a time.
Like a 5.
A 5, and then the other one.
13.
So the first one that you shot in that didn't seem to get as deep into the worm as the second one, you're able to retrieve that one. The other one, as you try to pull out, it breaks in half.
Yeah.
Unable to retrieve it, as it was a little bit too deep in trying to pull it out from its skin.
Mm-hmm.
So, as I'm washing my hammer, I kind of look around. As like the square or this plaza's been like completely cleared. Everyone's run away.
As you once when it let out the scream earlier in the like towards the end of the battle, people like looked, and now they're kind of like at the edge of the plaza, kind of like just like in awe of what just occurred.
I'm gonna cup my hands to my mouth and say, actually gonna use thaumaturgy too to kind of make my voice boom up to 3 times louder for 1 minute.
Make sure they hear you.
Yeah, I'm gonna say, it's safe. It's safe to come out. We've, this man here has slain the creature. I sort of gesture to Averso.
In the meantime, as Bazog was making his way back to the arms garden, you see just standing out. Oh, yeah.
Sorry, one more thing. You said he pulled out a broken arrow?
Yeah, it's like broken in half. You couldn't like get like the very tip of it. Like you couldn't like pull it out. Like that's still like in the worm. So Bazog, as you like walk towards the arms garden, you could see standing a little bit outside the front door. You see your guild leader, Luther, just like has no idea. He was in the shop for like half the battle, unable to help, but he saw like what you did. Like he saw like the very end of the battle.
I'm gonna grab him by like the scruff of his, like the neck of his like leather or whatever, and I'm just gonna be like, "You call yourself a guild leader? Where were you for the fight?"
I had no idea.
I called you. I said we were in trouble.
I'm sorry. I had no idea the magnitude of what was going on. I don't even know what that thing was.
Doesn't matter. You're supposed to respond to the fight. There were innocents that were being attacked.
I apologize, my friend.
So I just let him go, and I'm just like, I'm frustrated with him, but I'm also just frustrated with myself that I couldn't even chip into the fight. So I'm just like fuming right now.
As you guys are by the fountain, the two of you, you're like halfway between like the fountain and like towards the arms garden too, on the other side, the opposite side. You could see the people that were there like start to walk in like very slowly, just observing the scene, just like getting a look at like what this thing was like, and just amazed by the bravery of the three of you.
I'm gonna just kind of smile and just kind of look to Averso, I guess, like, well, I guess what do we do now? Because there's a bunch of people just like in awe of us.
Yeah.
Just kind of like scratch
And
the
of
back.
the beast.
Yeah.
I'm gonna look for the guard. Where is he?
The other one?
Yeah.
He's like he's slowly like rushed over to the now lifeless body of Ron, his fellow guard in arms who he wasn't able to save. Just grief over his face. Just like no tears. He's still like in shock. Like he
Yeah.
doesn't know how to react.
I'm gonna like turn to. Have you joined us again? Or?
Nah.
No, he's still on the opposite side of the fountain, other side of the plaza.
I'm gonna turn to you and say I could use a drink.
I was just about to offer. Maybe I could buy you one.
That sounds brilliant.
I'm also, as I say that, I'm walking over to the beast. I'm just trying to rip out a tooth. If I
So
can.
as you reach down to try and get it, you can see starting from the head, it slowly starts to disintegrate. From the head down through the hole,
Stand back.
as it gradually just disintegrating like along the length of the worm into the
Into
about
the hole.
yeah about the 10-foot hole that it made through the cobblestone. As the entire body, from what you can see, standing on the ground, seems to disintegrate. And you notice, right where its head was, where you were going to try to grab a tooth, a very, very small pearl is left on the cobblestone.
I'm going to reach down and pick it up.
All right.
I actually, dang.
It's very light, but you can tell that it's a solid. It's very solid. So yeah.
Would you say it's like more like the size of my palm, or is it like? Would you say
It's
how big?
It's very small, like a marble size,
Right,
like you've got in your
right.
hand. That's small.
I'm going to turn to Averso and I say, well, you killed the beast. Would
that come from it?
I'm going to give it to him and say, seems so. I've
Can I do like an investigation check to see like?
You
You said it was a pearl. It just looked like one.
you can make an investigation check
Yeah,
if you'd like
we'll do that.
to try to inspect or determine exactly what it is.
I think it's just a 15,
A 15.
like blank. I don't think I have any intelligence.
From
it's just
from what
15.
you could tell, it looks like just a regular pearl, but it weighs a little bit more than you'd think.
Okay. So
Where's-
we'll put it in my like bag.
Okay. So yeah, you could write that down in your your items.
What would I label it? Pearl.
A small pearl.
I'm going to look in the hole. How deep does it go?
Make a perception check.
All right. I do have dark vision, so for 60 feet. Natural 1. This is the worst dice. I've never rolled this many natural ones.
Try this one. This one's been serving me pretty
Okay,
well.
okay.
It always
Ne-
has.
next
Yeah,
time.
That was like my first
Yeah.
one.
So are you standing in the hole or trying to get in it?
I'm just looking down, like
Okay.
at the edge of the hole. I'm looking down into it, see how deep does it go? Like,
Yeah. Well,
is it just like a sinkhole and like should I like
so it like
it's like a tunnel?
it's hard to tell exactly how deep it is or how long this is. As I mentioned before, it's like 10 feet wide in diameter. But it's dark down there, so you can't really make out size
Just
or depth.
how far it goes. Okay.
Yeah.
Well, yes, a drink. Where's that other fellow? I'm gonna just kind of look around, see if I spot the other guy that was helping us fight.
Are you still outside in the plaza?
Yeah, I'm about to walk away from Luther, but I'm gonna have like my I guess parting words with him before moving on. Be like, Luther, this is why I think the guild is full of shit sometimes. Like, it's all talk, no game. I'm only preaching your mantra back at you. Whatever happens to anybody else doesn't matter to me. I joined the guild because of coin, and you picked me up, and I'm thankful for that. But don't give me this whole heroic speech and then just not attend the fight.
He kind of looks a little bit dejected, like looking at you. He just says your name, Bazog. He's just like shaking his head.
And so then I walk off with sort of a bitter heart.
Are you walking towards the other two?
I'll walk to the other two.
All right. So as you're making your way, you hear from the. So you're walking from we'll say like the north side of the fountain to the south side of the fountain, where the other two have been. They're like cleaning up a little bit and seem to be talking. But to the like to your right, you hear a loud clap as you see in the distance, maybe like 40, 50 feet away from you, you see a trying to describe him. He's somewhat large, sturdy, dark brown skinned man, mustache, no beard, just clapping his hands, walking down from the steps of what appears to be City Hall, the biggest building in the plaza, as he's slowly descending the steps and walking towards you guys. As he claps, a couple of the pedestrians who have now like gotten a little bit closer to where the beast was start to clap along with him.
I'm just gonna put my hands up and just try and like I don't know, taking the praise, but also kind of like, you know, don't you know, calm down.
He stops clapping but continues walking towards you guys. He's now like within like 10 feet of you, and he says, I have no idea what that was, but I really appreciate whatever I've never seen any of you before, but the bravery I could see from a distance that you three showed. I'm sorry, may I address you by names?
Averso.
Averso.
And
Pleased to meet you.
I'm Jorfred.
Jorfred.
Denrix, and I like reach out my hand to give him
He shakes your hand.
Yeah. Clasp him by the forearm.
I just kind of like really solemnly just like look at the guard. Like, they can't even see my eyes because my hair is in the way, but like they can tell my face is like tilted towards them, and I'm just gonna be like, Bazog.
Yeah, and as
Bazog.
he's gotten closer, you can see he's a well dressed, well kept. Other than the mustache, he's like clean shaven, bald on top, or at least you can obviously see like the hair recession there. But he's just like looking around at the hole, like just looking at where the beast had almost erupted from.
Let's say, you should hire better guards. I'm gonna gesture to the guy who's dead and the guy who was like a coward the whole fight.
Those aren't exactly my men. Sent by the Kaiser, working for the capital, the country's guard, Astorian guard. But I excuse myself. I apologize for my lack of manners. My name is Franklin Hughes, and I am the mayor of Eelry.
Franklin Hughes.
I don't know exactly what that thing was, but I have a feeling that it would have gone a lot more poorly if you three weren't around.
Yeah, you should definitely invest in exterminators or something.
With sort of an obviousness, because my character is like is sort of like I don't know, like he's sort of like awkward, but he's also kind of dumb. But like he just tells the mayor it was a worm.
The biggest worm I've ever seen.
I'm just laughing.
And he just like kind of like slowly fades off as he says, I don't know, this wasn't what I was expecting, what I've heard about. I don't know.
What do you mean?
Are you three busy at the moment?
We're about to go get a drink. You can come.
Would you mind,
Or maybe you could buy us around.
Yeah, I think that seems fair.
Yeah.
Would you like to join me at the Gentleman's Pub?
I'd love to.
Sure.
Bazog?
I just go.
So he slowly starts walking. Are you all assuming walking with him towards the Gentleman's Pub?
Yeah.
Following.
I run away.
Never to be heard again.
180.
No, you like touch the mayor. Tag, you're it. It's like
I was the worm. Ha! Run away.
So he's walking
Hop
with you
down the
guys.
hole.
You Luther.
Disappeared on the hole. Never to be seen again.
Luther is still standing there, just watching the four of you now walking in his direction. And as you pass him, he says, "I am proud."
I look at him, but then I just continue walking.
Okay. And he doesn't follow.
Like I acknowledge what he says, but I just keep walking.
All right. So
What was that?
you,
Who
unless
was that,
there's
man?
a conversation you'd like to have on the way, you are now at the front door of the Gentleman's Pub.
As we're walking, I guess I'd like to shake his hand too and say,
Bazog.
yeah, say, how are you feeling? I saw that you were within the jaws of the creature.
I was like,
Suddenly has an
I
accent.
was like,
Yeah, I'm trying to find it.
yeah. Sometimes our accents might morph later on. Who knows? I was like,
Trying to find
All character development.
I'm like, no different from any fight in the past.
Well,
I'm just gonna keep it like really awkward between us.
well, it was you definitely aided in that battle.
Yeah.
I appreciate it.
Thanks for the help.
Yeah. That's it. That's all I say.
So you make it to the Gentleman's Pub. The halfling that you had originally just passed right by, Peter.
Yeah, Peter Akimoto.
Not Peter Akimoto. That's Peter. He like puts his hand up, kind of waves towards the mayor, and just says good day. And Franklin says, good day right back to him as he opens the door for the four of you. So you walk in to the Gentleman's Pub, and to describe like the scene there, there's a decent amount of people. It's a large bar. It seems like this is like the central bar within the city, where like a lot of, you were directed there from the start, so
Right,
it seems
right.
like a lot of people. This is one of the first places they go to like meet up with someone or
Get
just
acquainted.
like
with the
get
city.
acquainted with the
Yeah,
city.
yeah.
So you see, everyone is at least in a lot better shape looking than Bazog and Averso with their bite marks and everything from the worm.
Not the fun ones.
Yeah, they're cleanly dressed. A couple of them had just walked in after like hearing the tremors, wondering what was going on. They like had just walked in, just like possibly getting a drink to kind of just like calm their nerves, the shock of what just went down. You see Franklin just walks right up to the bar and like pulls up a chair, and there are a few seats like, right next to them if you'd like to take them.
I'll sit next to him.
Yeah, I'm gonna hop up on the chair there. Smash the
yourself up.
chair. So yeah, they should accommodate the dwarfs around here.
By the way, you're a halfling, right, Dom? No?
Human.
Human?
Yeah.
Alright.
So Franklin, as he sits down, he says, "Edna, get around for me and a few friends, new friends."
Yeah,
And who's at like the other end of the bar? She like washing a glass, or cleaning a glass. Says, "Yeah, just one sec."
Thanks, Edna.
Yeah.
Anything in particular? She asks.
Just a pint. For me.
Another. Make that dope.
I'd be like, whiskey.
Coming right up. Franklin, the usual. He nods.
Your usual here, Franklin.
Well, it definitely helps having a bar right out of City Hall, not a far walk.
Yeah, and
after
Edna,
after the
I'm
day.
sure, she's quite a looker.
I have a family,
Oh.
but
Hey,
I haven't stopped others.
you can still window shop, I guess.
he gives like a light chuckle, and then like kind of like leans down at the bar, just kind of like stroking his mustache a little bit, just thinking, a little bit pensive. He asks like how long you guys have been in Eelry.
Eelry's the city, not the region.
The city.
Today's my first day.
Been here a few months.
Just got here.
Well, to those who have just come, welcome to the city. It's usually a lot quieter and peaceful than the events that just occurred. The people are nice. Everyone here. We like all cities, we have our problems, but I wasn't expecting giant worms to be on that list.
This city's untouched by the unrest of the kingdom.
Well, I have to say, in the past several years, I haven't ventured too far outside of Eelry, but I would definitely say of the places I've been, it's one of the more peaceful.
Alright. Do you see a lot of comings and goings of peoples passing through?
There are always people moving in and out from the All-Fair Plains to the east, from mostly from Padstow, the neighboring city, actually where I'm from, where I grew up in my early years, but also being I believe at the moment the third largest port city in Astoria. Used to be the fourth, but since well, at least for the past 100 years, we've been the third. So always people, shipments coming in and out.
Anyone from Hydrig?
I'm sorry, I've never heard of that place.
No worry. Anyway, you said something unfamiliar before. You said this is not how it's supposed to go. What was it? What did you say?
He kind of like Edna brings over the drinks. He like waves her away a little bit, just like with his hand, and he kind of like starts talking a little bit more softly. It's like, have you ever seen anything like that worm in your past travels?
Can't say that I have.
No. Can't say that I have either.
How familiar are you, all of you, with, or how believing are you in folklore?
I love a good story.
My pa told me them before bed as a lad, but never believed too many past the age of 16.
Not a fan.
Not a fan.
It's a nice spread.
Slight grin, but then it disappears. I believe, at least from what I've heard from tales from people outside the city, I believe at least the name of that creature was, if I remember correctly, they call it the giant death worm, at least in hushed tones.
Well, it's certainly dead now.
Certainly giant.
I don't know. I thought they were only mythical, but I guess now there's a lot more concrete evidence that it's more than just a myth.
Are you saying there's folklore of these giant death worms flying around in this city?
Not plural. I believe, at least I hope this was the only one, but other beasts of similar fright, of similar power, at least from what I've heard, may roam the lands. Again, just pure folklore. I've never seen any of these things before today.
So what makes you bring this up, Mayor?
How much do you know about the events of 100 years ago?
Nothing.
I've only reached the ripe old age of 32, so quite sheltered for most of my life.
Well, I apologize, Mr. Half-Orc, for troubling you with a story, but I feel like this is something that might even pique your interest. He like takes a swig of his beer.
I take a swig of whiskey.
He sets it back down. again, this is all just passed down word of mouth. But at least legend has it that 100 years ago, our peaceful, prosperous home of Astoria underwent some changes. They call it the disaster, where everything just went downhill throughout the country. The government seemed to lose power over its control of each city. People rose up, gangs, cults, just to put it in words, a power struggle, chaos, a lack of order spread throughout the country. And around this time, to my knowledge, 7 mythical beasts were seen in various areas throughout the country. I couldn't describe to you what they were, what they are, if they even still exist. But they're definitely something that can keep a child up at night with a scary bedtime story of these creatures. As, like I said, there's no documents, there's no sightings. At least I can't imagine anyone's seen one of these creatures and lived to tell the tale of them. At least not before you 3.
Well, if this was one of the mythical beasts, there's only 6 then.
Sorry, the accent.
There's only 6 then.
Well, as legend would have it. But again, I can't confirm numbers or what these other things are. All I know is that they seem to have almost a control over the people of this country, just out of pure fear. I've heard just word of mouth that some of these creatures could decimate an entire city in an afternoon. It didn't seem like this was one of them. Might be even larger threats than this. But again, fearsome to think about.
I'm just gonna impatiently sort of cut through the language he's using. Like, look, man, do you want us to look for these creatures or not?
I couldn't ask such a task of the 3 of you, especially what would be the reward other than serving the country. If you wanted to see some reward or just some motivation, I can't imagine I could offer anything other than the info that I've given you so far.
Scary story, yeah.
Quite.
But I don't know about going and seeking these monstrosities out.
If you'll pay, I'll do it. If
Well,
you don't, no deal.
I think he's not paying anything.
That's what he's
Then
meant.
it's,
Yeah,
then it's none of my business.
that's what I'm saying.
I hope that rings true, that you no longer have to deal with these things. But I can, if you're seeking pay, I know. I mean, since the event occurred, and especially with the new Kaiser in command, I'm sure she.
What's her name?
Oh, of course. I just assumed that you would know.
It's been a while since I've.
Kaiser Winona Brackish. Middle-aged human or woman. I think she has the potential, or at least the will, to do a lot of good for this country, but unfortunately I'm not sure she has the tools to accomplish what goals she has in mind.
I'm gonna drink, just drink up my whole drink. Slap it down on the table. And
He
say,
takes a drink of his own.
say, Edna, one more for me.
She acknowledges you and goes to get another glass.
So do you have any happy stories there, Franklin?
Well, unfortunately, not at the moment.
You're a grim man, you know that, Franklin.
He chuckles at that. I would like to be a lot happier than I am, but again, I apologize. I'm still in shock from what just happened. I know.
No worries. You're alive.
Only one man has died. As pity as that is, could have been much worse. So drink. Enjoy the moment.
A drink to Ron.
I drink to Ron.
That was his name, Ron. I'd get ready for Edna to give me another drink.
An example of as she comes over and gives you another glass. Just an example of the tools that the Kaiser has at her disposal at the moment.
Not great tools.
Not exactly.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm sure there are other people employed by the government, but again, I haven't seen too much of the world in the past several years outside of what I now call home here in Eelry. But half-orc, Bazog, sorry. You mentioned working for pay, is that correct?
Yeah, I work for a guild.
A guild.
Gotta make them an income.
Well, I can't offer you probably as much as you like going after these beasts or whatever they are, but I do have perhaps a less frightening task if you all wouldn't mind staying in the city a little bit longer.
I'll say shoot.
For pay, of course.
I'll hear you out.
Yeah. I'll heal you out.
You can recently, at least in the past several months, there's been a string of thefts across the city, in all sectors, to the north and Northwood, to the east and Eaglecrest, to the south and Sandy Shoals. Homes burglarized with not a trace of who's carrying this out. Unfortunately, our guards, our investigators, haven't been able to uncover exactly the perpetrators or any clues even. But I don't know if you all are equipped for such a mission, but I know it's been, at least before that worm came, that was our only problem going on here. I don't know how long you plan on staying. You seem to be travelers, but I don't know if this is something that would interest you, at least trying to find the perpetrators.
How much?
Well, I would have to check in with with my superior, but I think it would be well worth your time.
Who does the mayor of a city answer to?
Well, at least Eelry, considered a major city within Astoria, has almost an onlooker above me. So although I carry out a lot of the everyday tasks of controlling what goes on within the city, there is a presence of the Kaiser and of those in the capital. Our senator, our representative of the city, kind of like the connection between myself and the higher ups who have more control over the country as a whole. A lot of things go through him first, at least a lot of the bigger decisions. But I'm sure he would definitely oblige with the offer of paying a few good men to help out with the cause.
I don't want to speak for the other two, but I've got business of my own in this city. I'm no investigator, but maybe I'll come around in a day or two if I don't find what I'm looking for.
That is fair enough. The two of you.
I'm gonna be like, I've had my own run-ins with bad deals and shady men. Until I find out what this payment is, I'm not going.
You're talking about a green man.
Talk to me
I,
when you get 3 knives stabbed in your back.
Cool.
And I just pound another whiskey.
I can heal that for you.
I can't speak to the yes or no, I'm gonna do it, but yeah, the payment's a pretty important fact in the job, so we could talk that and then I'll talk about what I'll
I
do.
completely understand. Like I said, I can't give you exact coinage at the moment. But if you would like to think on the offer, perhaps we could work out details in a day or two. You'll find me at the city hall most days and most hours. So, should you have a decision in the coming days, just feel free to stop by, and you will be let in, and we can work something out.
Alright.
But before you go, I'd imagine you'd like a little bit of a look around in the city. The halfling by the door outside, Peter is his name. He's usually the one who
Peter Akimoto.
who usually guides those new travelers who come to Eelry, shows them around if it is something that would interest you.
Does it cost money?
I will pay the fare.
Again, something else I need to think about. Lots to think about. I just take another. I gesture to Edna for another drink. I'm trying to squeeze this guy out of as many drinks as I can.
Well,
I'm like, hey, if it's free, why not?
What time of day is
I
it?
need to know more about the lands anyways.
It's mid-afternoon, still bright out.
Well, did Edna come with another drink?
Yeah.
Thank you. I'm gonna drink it.
And you kind of haven't really been paying attention to her too much.
What does she look like?
So she is a female dragonborn, which you probably would have picked up.
Yeah.
But
oh, whoa! I didn't notice
Whoa,
that.
it's
Oh, I
just a
didn't
dragon.
see you up
Roll initiative,
scales.
guys.
I thought that was the whiskey.
She's a female dragonborn, yellow scales, has a very inviting look about her.
Okay.
As being a bartender, imagine very friendly, especially the largest one in town.
She's the largest bartender.
No, the largest
She's
bar.
dragon lore, it's like 7 feet tall.
But as I drink, I'm gonna kind of put my half-drunken drink down. I'm gonna say, you've been a resident here for how long? Couple months, you
Couple
said?
months, yes.
Perhaps my new friend can show me around this city. And I
Aye.
sort of just gesture to him with my mug and finish my drink.
Very well. Well, I don't want to trouble you any longer, especially I have other business that I must take care of, especially that gaping hole now in the center of the plaza. But
Yeah, this is not
it seems like I have my work cut out for me.
gaping holes. It's not good.
So he gets up and he like puts like coins on there to pay for the drinks. But unfortunately, I must be leaving you for the moment. Again, my offer still stands. Should you be interested?
I'm gonna like once he gets up and starts to walk away. I'm gonna like I'll be at one moment. I want to like have a quick little one-on-one
With Franklin?
discourse with Franklin.
Okay. So you like stop? You like
Yeah,
stop him
I'll be
before
like,
he
I'll be
leaves?
right back and get up.
Like outside the door, or still in the bar?
It doesn't really matter. I just need
Okay.
to have like a somewhat private.
Yeah. We'll say you stop him.
Yeah.
You just have him.
So I'll say,
he
Franklin.
turns around to you.
Franklin. I did you a great service, I'd like to believe.
Absolutely.
There seems to be the name of Averso has a few warrants for it floating around the town. Do you think you could possibly lift these
Warrants.
bonds, bounties?
Bounties. I apologize, but I'm not aware of these bounties. At least nothing that I've...
They're nothing substantial, just enough to get the guards riled if they recognize me.
Well, I'm sure I'll be having a talk with the rest of the guard station here to talk about what happened today, and I'll make sure that the three of you are treated with the utmost respect. That is the best I can offer.
Many thanks, Mayor.
And he turns around and heads out. What are you all doing?
Are you coming back?
Yeah, I'm
too?
gonna come back after
So
that.
you come back to the a conversation between me and Bazog. I say, so you're new in the city too.
Yeah,
What brings you here?
my guild brought me here.
What guild be that?
The Smite of Light.
Might of Light. Sounds
Dark. I come back.
ironic.
Put my hands on each of your backs. I'm like, friends, if I be so bold, calling you that.
Oh, at least me.
I'm like, we're not there yet.
Understandable. I take my hand off your back. So, you're both new here.
Yeah,
Better know.
You have any plans to stay
Well,
probably a while.
for any long?
maybe a night or two. Depends.
Aye.
If I find what I'm looking for.
By here, if you mean the whole region, then yeah, for a while.
You come from another region.
Oh yeah, we got the boat over here.
Really? Did you
Yeah.
come from the? Did you come from the north?
It all blends together. I've been wandering my whole life. I don't know where anything is.
So, are you okay?
No.
That's rough. That's very rough.
I'm sure you have many stories of your travels.
Yeah, none I'd like to tell though. Pound another whiskey.
So maybe you're going pretty, kind of heavy on those.
Really? Don't seem to be affecting me much. It's like water.
Edna walks over. You three are still at the bar. She's seeing you down quite a few.
I only have 3.
That's a few.
I'm wasted.
She asks.
You're cut off. Get out.
Now, she asks, would you like anything stronger for your taste? Maybe something a little more interesting?
Yeah. How much?
How much? Well, unfortunately, Franklin didn't cover whatever you drink from now on, but
Can't you
it
just
depends on what you're
put it on
looking
his
for.
tab or?
What's the heaviest thing you got?
The heaviest thing?
Well, that barrel over there. the barrel. This looks pretty heavy.
She smiles. She says, the Sailor Special.
I'll take it. How much?
That'll run you about 2 silver.
Oh,
Ooh.
that's
just-
steep.
I'm just looking through
Better
my
push
bag.
you on
I'm
your
like,
ass.
I only got gold.
I can do change.
So I give her 1 gold.
Yeah, and you get 8 silver back.
Okay.
So you have something for sailors. Do you have anything for blacksmiths?
Blacksmiths.
I really don't expect her to be like, yeah, I have the blacksmith special. But
Not a drink, but if you're looking for our local smith, it's not far from here, within the plaza.
right.
Try to find the name of it.
By the way, I'm gonna drink this. Is there an effect to this?
You die.
This
You
alcohol?
lose 11 HP.
Yeah, it's really strong, and you're getting a lot. Like, I mean, you can handle a good amount.
Yeah.
But you're like just on the
What's your
brink of like.
Constitution stat?
+4.
Yeah.
Oh,
So
that's
you-
high. That's really high.
You can handle it, but it definitely like hits you harder than the whiskey you were drinking before.
That's a drink.
That'll loosen you up a little bit.
Yeah.
Sailor
friends
Smith.
now?
I'm like,
Sailor Smith.
try this. What's your constitution?
I'm not much of a. So I need to keep my mind about me. It's a dangerous city.
You said Sailor Smith.
Sailor Smith.
Sailor Smith.
Right,
It's dangerous
right
everywhere.
nearby, just a few buildings down.
I'll have to check him out. Is he a good craftsman? Does he make your forks and your cups and your tins and your tankards?
Well, some of those we've gotten imported from other places, but
Does he craft fine weapons or armors? Shields.
nothing too fancy. But
Right.
if you're looking for new weapons, everybody knows the arms garden is where you'd go.
Do they craft their own or they just...
I'm not entirely sure. I've never personally gone in there to buy anything. Haven't seen many battles in my day.
You should. It's always a danger with worms coming up out the ground.
But it depends on what you're looking for. But yeah, arms, at least throughout Astoria, arms garden is the standard.
Alright. Thank you, Edna. You've been a dear. You've been a lass.
Thank you.
Are you guys ready to roll out?
Take me on your special tour.
Aye.
All right, so you both are the three of you head out of the gentleman's pub. Peter is standing there.
Fuck you, Peter.
Did you say that?
No.
Peter just just standing there, just smiles as the three of you walk out. Looks to you, Jorfred, and asks, "Are the three of you new around here?
These two.
Would you like a tour of the city? Show you the finer things that Eelry has to offer?"
I'm just like, here we are.
Did Franklin already pay?
He mentioned something on his way out. I haven't received coin, but he mentioned the three of you.
I'm gonna look at him.
Sure.
Alright.
All right.
Fucking Peter Akimoto.
So, unless you have like something, all right. He asks, "Are you looking for any place in particular, or just looking to see the city?"
Give me a lay of the land.
Well, he's before he walks off with you. He just explains.
I'm gonna keep my hands in my pockets.
Yeah, he's got.
Sure.
I'm just gonna like narrate, not like the. Just like narrate like the general,
Mhm.
like what he explains to you at first. So as Franklin mentioned earlier, the city is it's divided up into sectors. So along the coast of the Ion Sea, there's a port which receives a lot of shipments from further south, from the city of Dewhurst. To the north, there's a residential district. Northwood is what is referred to in totality. To the south, there's Sandy Shoals, and to the east, there is Eagle's Crest. All of these surrounding the center of the city, where you guys had already been before, where there's an open market, a bunch of different buildings, city hall, but Gentleman's Pub is right around like where people first enter the city, where you first did, Jorfred. It talks about kind of like the demographics, how it is mostly human, but accepting of all races here. Eagle's Crest is where the upper class resides. That's where, if you were looking for the homes of the senator and the mayor, that's where you would look. Northwood is the largest sector, where that's more the middle class, the upper lower, the lower upper, you know, like that in between
Yeah.
where most people live. And then to the south, Sandy Shoals, which is definitely the lower class. It's not the brightest of places, and
Like intelligence-wise, or just
the color scheme
Okay,
too.
okay.
It's just it's older. There's more wooden structures, and it's where a lot of the rougher, like ragged folk reside. Of the
That's
city.
where
The
I
less
spent
well
many of my months there.
Sandy Shoals?
He talks about a few places that you could stay within the city. In the north, you have the Travelers Inn, which is where a lot of the people who come to the city, that's usually where they stay. You get a good rate. It's nice enough, you know. It's a nice enough.
It's not like Motel 6. It's like
Yeah, it's a little bit nicer than that. Well, I mean,
it's a Marriott.
in like medieval times.
It's a medieval Marriott.
There's also Liege's Lodging, which is in Eagle's Crest, which is very pricey. Like when people from the capital visit, that's usually where they stay. And then
I'm
in the
gonna
south,
ask him, is there anyone visiting from the capital? What do you know? Anyone important?
from what I've heard, no one at the moment. But yeah, not that I know of.
Alright, Peter.
And then also in the south, in Sandy Shoals, there's the Starboard Inn, Starboard, which is probably where you'd be staying, Averso, which is not the friendliest of places to stay, but it's cheap.
I do like cheap.
He asks, would you like a layout of the port as well? I offer whatever you guys would like to see. You're kind of just like walking around the plaza a little bit. It's kind of like pointing out things.
You sell maps?
Maps. You might be able to get one in the marketplace. Although I'm not sure if we have a cartographer who deals there. You could always go to City Hall and get one. I'm sure they have plenty of maps at their disposal.
Gotcha.
So is there any place in particular? I know I've only shown you some of the city, but is there any place in particular that you would like me to point you in the direction of?
So I'm gonna reach into my pocket, take out the watch, sundial. I'm gonna see that it's getting kind of late, right?
Yeah, it's getting towards the evening.
Yeah, that's what I'm gonna say. I think lodging is probably. You mentioned a traveler's lodge.
The Travelers Inn.
Would you be able to take us there?
I do have my post at the Gentleman's Pub. I could certainly show you the path, but I wouldn't accompany you there.
Competitor of yours.
What's that?
They're not a competitor
The Gentleman's Pub?
of the Gentleman's Pub.
Oh,
The Travelers Inn.
well, if people are going for a drink or a meal, they're not going to the Travelers Inn. That's mostly just lodging.
Real. Damn. Alright. There's the Inn in Sandy Shoals. Starboard Inn. Does that offer food and drink with their lodging?
Well, I think when you look at all the inns, they offer some form of sustenance, but that's not their focus. I don't know. I haven't stayed at the Starboard Inn, but I don't know if I would eat the food there, though.
Oh. True.
Didn't you say you spent some time there?
Yeah.
It's
I
like
agree.
from your experience, it's not like high quality.
Yeah.
It's cheap.
Alright, cross that one off the list then. Take us to the Travelers Inn.
Certainly. So, he starts walking you towards past the going towards the Gentleman's Pub, which is in like the northern area of the city center. Starts walking you towards that direction into it's like a sign, wooden sign.
On the walk.
Mhm.
Can I talk to?
Yeah, sure. Yeah.
Bazog, I noticed your sword. Do you mind if I look at it?
Sure. You can't touch it though.
I can't touch it.
No. That's why I hold it in front like this.
Why?
It's not yours.
Does it mean that it's mine if I touch it?
I don't trust people. Let's just put it that way.
Come on, friend. He saved your life.
I'm a smith of
It was a dependent relationship, and we all got out together with each other's help.
Then what makes
in
if
my
you're not
eyes, we
if
paid.
you're not my friend, what are you doing walking with us?
I'm only walking around to learn about the city.
Then I guess we'll part ways when we get to the inn then.
Sounds like it.
Shame. It's a shame, I guess. When I looking at the sword, I don't know if it'd be at disadvantage because I guess I'm just kind of more focusing on talking. But when he showed me the sword, can I just like examine it briefly, like what it kind of looks like, or?
Yeah, you don't need to make a roll for this. It's
Okay.
kind of showing you. It's just it looks like an ordinary greatsword.
Mm-hmm.
Nothing that you can tell. Nothing too spectacular. There's like fine edging along like the grip. But nothing.
Just like a nice make.
Yeah, it's a nicely made sword.
And it was the one that he was using when he was fighting
Correct.
the worm.
Yeah.
Just
Yeah.
let's
So,
just keep walking.
yeah. Continue walking. He leads you past the Gentleman's Pub. He's come across a sign that says Northwood, and he says, "Just keep walking straight, and it's not too far from here, and you'll find the Travelers Inn."
Hi.
No. You've been up this way. I know you said you spent time in Sandy Shores.
Not in,
Yeah, he
not
walks
over
away
here.
and goes back to the pub.
Oh yeah, Peter.
Yeah,
Yes.
Peter.
Not too much over here though. Mostly sandy,
Mhm.
sandy shores, shoals,
Shoals, yeah.
shoals.
Sandy Shores is
Sandy
the city with
shoes.
these. Sandy shoes. But you cause did Peter say like, yeah, Sandy Shoals, low class, low rent, bunch of hicks, like
He didn't say it in those specific
yeah, but
words.
he was like poor people.
Yeah. That's the poor part of town.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I noticed his golden watch. Like flipping out a golden watch. Flipping, yeah, like what brought you to there? The poorer part of town. Because he's also well equipped, right? You're like
yeah.
multiple robes and. Yeah.
Well, no, the robes are not high quality.
Okay.
No, like I'm not dressed well.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, especially after almost getting eaten by a worm.
Yeah. I was thinking about ditching the robes. To be honest, covered with well, rags. I
Covered
should've cla-
with your own blood.
I didn't say it well when I was describing my character, but when I clarify, like I looked clean cut, it's because I looked better than I
what
was
you're-
dressed.
Okay.
Yeah, I looked like I'd been able to like shave.
Yeah. Washed.
Yeah, washed, versus the clothes,
Mhm.
which were like crap, modest. I said that, but yeah, if you saw the watch, then it's one thing.
What brings you to Sandy Shoals in the first place?
The same reason he said it's cheap.
Mm. Well, I suppose the Traveler's Inn will be a healthy upgrade for a man like yourself.
Very desired one as well.
Yeah. And I'm gonna open up the door.
Well, you're not there yet. You're
Oh, shit.
on the way.
Hey. Alright.
So as you're walking in the direction of the Travelers Inn, you come across just a regular home, made of brick, and there's an Astorian guard standing outside the door, and
Gray
Middle-
armor, all that.
Yeah, the regular garb that you saw the other two guards wearing.
Okay.
And talking to a middle-aged woman outside of the door of the home, and she seems to be like in distress, like pleading almost with the guard. You can't make out what she's saying, but you can just you could tell her expressions that she's speaking loudly.
Speaking loudly, but we can't hear it. We just know that she's in
you
distress.
could just tell like from her facial expressions that
I'm gonna look to the other guys to see if they've.
Let's see. Maybe it's another worm.
I'm gonna walk over there.
Okay.
Get a listen.
Yeah. So you can overhear the conversation now as you get closer. She's like, I was out for the day, and the next thing I know, it's gone. I don't know what happened. Speaking to the guard.
Oh, okay. Did she say nothing else, or is it just more of the same?
Well, I mean, as you're getting closer, she notices you. She takes like her attention like shifts from the guard to you as you're walking, and she's like, and she turns to you and says, "Excuse me, my memory isn't that great, but were you one of the soldiers who took down that beast earlier in the plaza?"
Close. I'm not a soldier.
Soldier. Oh, my apologies. I only assumed.
Oh, no.
But yes, I am one of them.
I was at the same time just the frantic nature of it all. I was at the Ion Marketplace in the plaza when I saw what happened. You were incredibly brave, but I guess while I was out, as I was telling this guard right here, some of my finer jewelry was stolen. It seems that not everyone was in the plaza to witness it today.
Oh no.
You were in the plaza. So I come walking in.
Yeah.
So you were in the plaza when it was
Yes,
happening.
I was one of the many who fled from there.
And someone stole something from you while you were.
It appears that way. I came back home after the incident, and checked or went to my room, and certain things were missing. A necklace, a bracelet, all fine jewelry that I had received from my late mother, passed down to me. But it was all gone. Expensive jewelry too. But of course,
my hands back into my pockets again.
sentimental value as well.
Guess it was that thief we were hearing about. And I'm just gonna look towards. What's your name? I forget. Tom, what's your name?
Averso.
Averso. I just look over Averso.
Hey, do you know I'm a thief?
I don't know.
Technically, no.
And then I look back to.
I don't look at you. I look to
back
the
to Vicus.
I'm not Vicus.
To Jorfred.
Jorfred. Whose names are people?
Jordis and Jorfred.
What's in a name?
What's in her name?
I look at the lady. I say, jewelry. Can you name specifics or necklace and a ring or
a necklace and a bracelet.
a necklace and a bracelet? It's a shame. So if we sleep here, what is the likelihood our things will get stolen too?
Well, I don't know about sleeping here. I mean, I don't exactly have an extra bed.
Is this the traveler? Are we talking?
No. This is a.
Damn it!
This is a house along the way.
Damn it!
Sorry.
No, it's okay. I just must not have been listening. I don't say that. I don't say, let me sleep in your house.
Coming out to me.
I'll sympathize with her. I'll say, that's the way this country's been. There's been a lot of theft, a lot of atrocities happening, and a lot of bad people to exploit those caught in the crossfire.
You tell me.
So, I can't say I've ever. I don't know what you're talking about with the necklaces, but what do they look like? If I ever see them, perhaps I could. One
necklace is it's like silver with like a little gem at the end, a sapphire, and then the bracelet. The bracelet's not as glamorous. It's like it's also silver, but it's got a intricate design on it. So I can't really. I'm sorry, I can't really explain it all that well.
It's fine. It's fine. And you said these were at your stall that you left?
No, these were stolen from my home
Your home?
while I was at the market.
Oh.
Well,
And where's your home?
Well, right here.
So, like, this one.
yes, this is my home.
Can I do, like, a brief, like, investigation check? Like, not investigation. Yeah, I guess investigation check to see if there's any, like flagrant places that they could have broken into a house. I'm just like a blank.
Make a perception check. Hold on the table.
that was amazing. Natural one.
Natural one.
Natural one.
Natural one. Natural one. Natural one.
Suddenly, you went blind.
Yeah,
You're overcome by the booty.
from what you see, it doesn't seem to be a sign of any like breaking windows or anything.
Yeah.
Everything's
Okay.
intact.
So I'm gonna turn back to him like, I'm sorry, I don't know what to. I hope this guard could help you. And then I look at him and I kind of like
There's not much.
have a
He like looks back at you, but she's still. She looks at the guard too and turns back to you and is like, Unfortunately, I don't think that's getting anywhere. I mean, this has been months. My neighbor was stolen from just a couple weeks ago. These have to be related. I've been hearing about them all throughout the city. I don't know who to turn to. You seem to be brave gentlemen. I don't know.
I'm gonna go, jeez.
Could you possibly help in finding my jewelry?
We'll keep our eyes open for this stuff, but otherwise, it seems a bit cold as it is.
I'm just gonna ask the guard.
Maybe could we go inside your house and perhaps get a look around?
Sure. It's just me at the moment.
It happened today.
Yes, it must. The stuff was there this morning, and when I came back, it was gone.
All right, let's go inside.
I'm gonna ask the guard.
I'm just gonna
How many-
stand in the doorway and just kind of be like, I'm with it, but I'm just like, I would not be able to land anything type of stance, I guess, in terms of.
And so I'm gonna ask her like,
Investigate.
where was it when you left it?
So, walking into the house.
Yeah.
It's like a simple set of like nice like trying to think of the type of tree, but like nice like very clean house. Wood like wood on the walls, wooden wall. I don't know how to describe it, but like everything seems like finely polished.
It's a nice house.
Yeah, it's a nice house. There's like
It's like
a
upper
little
middle
like
class?
sitting area. Yeah, there's like a sitting area and like one of the corners there's like a table and like a kitchen. And then there are like opposite side of the room there are like stairs that seem to lead upstairs. And so,
Alright.
as you're saying,
I'm gonna do an investigation check.
okay.
Like,
So
look around, look for clues that could suggest
Look for some cue balls.
cue balls. Yes, suggests something that happened.
yeah.
Not one, two.
Oh my god.
So as you
Wait, I might have a plus.
well, I don't know how much it's gonna help you.
What's plus intelligence? And if you're proficient in investigation.
You might have expertise.
Zero.
0.
Damn.
So what? Two.
Uh,
Yeah, I
so-
thought I might have had investigation. I
So
don't.
you actually entered the wrong house and are looking.
Like this one right here?
Yeah. No. So you like search around. There doesn't seem to be like any like prints or like things that appear out of place. Not really getting anything from it.
I'm like, You know, I did the best I could do. Maybe. Sorry. I'm gonna head out.
I'm actually
So,
gonna talk.
just kind of scratch my head again.
I want to ask
Scratch
the guard.
my head, scratch my ass.
I want to ask
Run
the
out of
guard,
options.
like, do you have like a map of all the hit houses? Maybe we can find a pattern.
A map. I don't know. Not a map, but there are plenty of places that have been stolen from. I know houses, for the most part. Businesses. But to my knowledge, from what I know, from what I've been hearing, is more of the same, where things vanish almost, never to be seen again.
Is it usually jewelry?
All kinds of things, anything of value. At least small things, of course. Whoever these thieves are, whatever they can get their hands on.
Petty thieves. I'm gonna walk. I'm actually gonna walk off. I'm not gonna say. I'm going to the starboard inn.
Okay. What are you guys
Farewell.
doing?
Farewell, Bazog. It was nice meeting you.
I
What are you
wouldn't
guys
let
doing?
them. I've met people of that kind before. I'm sure they're rough on the inside and
Rough on the outside too.
that too.
Well, he's going to the starboard inn.
So you've already like
Oh, you're going to
Last time.
starboard?
Yeah.
I'm actually I'm going there, but I haven't specified to them why.
Mm-hmm.
So
yeah,
I actually,
you just said you're going. To
yeah, but I'm just going. Yeah,
okay.
we'll get to that.
All right. Well,
I'm just going to go get the room. Would you like to split it with me?
I listen. I'm on a budget, I must say. So I wouldn't mind splitting a room with you.
You're not a thief, are you?
No. Are you?
No.
Bazog seemed to think otherwise, for whatever reason. But you
Intuition check.
what thief will dive onto a worm that big with a short sword in hand and rip out its innards? And I mean, you seem more like a warrior. But anyway, let's go. I'm just passing through. I don't know if you're planning on moving out anytime soon or anything like that.
I go as the day. I take each day as it comes. So.
Well, let's go.
All right.
Let's go to the travelers.
So as you head to the starboard inn, the two of you head towards the travelers inn, which is not far from the house where you met that lady.
Yeah.
That's
why I thought it was the travelers.
Maybe I didn't
because of how
specify, I
close
don't
the proximity was.
Wow, I just rolled another not one.
You guys are bad.
4. Just gotta get it out.
So,
of me.
so you guys
now.
Gotta get him out.
you make it to the inn.
4 again. What
You
the
go
fuck?
inside. There's like
2.
Oh my god.
there's a human standing there, at like the front desk as you walk in.
Yeah.
He's like he's older, heavy set, brown hair, wearing suspenders though. So he's like clean,
Yeah,
but
He's a
not the
chap.
healthiest guy.
he's a chap.
Sweet David. Sweet Luke.
What's that?
Wait, what is it? Sweet Dave. That's what his name was. Is his
Okay.
name Sweet Dave?
No,
Oh.
but you haven't talked to him yet. So how would you know?
I'm gonna walk up to him and say, "Hello, sir. I'd like to rent a room
Uh,
for 2 men.
2 men.
2 men.
2 men.
2 beds.
One room.
One
2 beds.
bedroom.
2 beds, 1
okay.
room.
2 beds, 1 room.
All right.
None
I
of
can do that.
None of that funny business.
That'll be well, we do have a few rooms available.
Okay.
I could offer you a room, 1 gold per night.
Oh,
That's a bit expensive.
you're talking to the 2 men who saved this town from a great purple worm.
He speaks the truth.
You're not gonna give us a
I'm
little
gonna like
You're gonna get a little
the teeth
discount.
marks all over me.
I'm sorry, but this is what I
I'm gonna try and persuade him to drop it.
this is what I charge all my customers.
even heroes.
But what if you could advertise that heroes sleep here?
Are you like
He-
trying to make it sort
Yeah,
of-
oh yeah. Tag team in it.
Okay. So Jorfred, you could roll a persuasion check with advantage.
Oh, I should.
You should.
I said Jorfred just because he originally asked me.
I came up with a pretty
got
sweet
advantage.
heroes sleeping here, though.
He's got advantage.
You gave me the advantage.
Fine.
I have a +3. I have +3.
Yeah.
I rolled. The higher was a 16 +3, 19.
19.
For
It's
persuasion.
like, well,
It's pretty good. You know, probably couldn't do better with myself. Yep.
I hate to haggle, but I did receive word about what apparently the two of you. I could have sworn there was a third. What the two of you
He's on his own.
accomplished today, helping out the city. How about this? One room, total fee, half cost, 5 silver, 1 night.
I could do that.
And I'll put 3 silver down.
I'll put 2 silver then.
So he hands you the key to your room and points. It's 1 floor for this building, and he just points you down the hall, room 6.
How many silver and a gold?
10.
10.
Yeah, 10. Yeah, 10 silver and gold.
So I have 5 silver. Right? No.
If you could put 3,
Right.
you got 7.
Yes.
The math.
The math. Well, I can't believe I just was that silly. I'm gonna go ahead and just bust open the door to the room, throw my pack down, throw my weapon down.
Yeah. By this time, it's dark out.
Yeah. We're gonna lean back in the bed and just be like, so, I keep forgetting your name. Averso. What made you stay in this city for so long? Do you live here? Is this, you don't know?
This is a bit of a, call it a familial pilgrimage.
Familial. Wow.
My ma was a adventurer,
Mm-hmm.
very famous in her time.
Mm-hmm.
I guess I'm trying to slice my own piece of glory.
For fame. Well, you certainly found fame in the square today.
You'd think.
Yeah. Well, if they mistook you for guards, I hope that the guards don't take credit for what you did. That woman before mistaken you before, but interesting.
But yeah, it's been a rough couple months. I've done this for a couple of months now, almost a year.
Here in the city.
About 8 months now since I've started. And let me tell you, living in a cabin in the woods is nothing like this.
Mm-hmm. So where do you actually come from?
Cabin in the woods.
Cabin in the woods.
My mother.
No dad.
With
no papa.
Pa.
Oh, okay.
He's with her, but she's the breadwinner.
Mm-hmm. Interesting.
But yeah.
I start taking off my armor, kind of like, just getting like ready for bed.
Yeah.
Ready for bedtime.
I'm
Pajama party.
toss my bag to the ground.
Yeah. And I'm gonna put my bag of stones, sort of like nest it in my armor, so that's sort of like a nice little bundle. I
Sure.
guess. Yeah. And just
I'm gonna take off my 4 robes, different colors. That's important to know.
what colors are
It's like it's like gray, light brown, brown. It's just different colors.
they? Mm-hmm. I'll just for the sake of, why so many robes?
You never know when you might need to. It's hot. That's a really weak lie. That's a really weak lie.
It's hot.
Uh,
You're gonna be hotter with more robes on. that's all.
Layers in a city. No, it is.
Can I see the pearl?
Yeah.
I'm gonna take it. I'm gonna take a rock from out of my bag.
Destroy it.
This one. And I'm gonna concentrate casting a spell onto this for 10 minutes.
Okay.
Casting as a ritual.
Okay.
Because I don't have any spell slots right now. But I'm casting Identify on the pearl.
Okay.
So I learn if it's like magical, what its properties are, that type of business. I can read it to you what it does.
Yeah, sure. I mean, I have a good idea of what it does.
What?
I have a good idea of what it does.
Okay. Identify. Ritual. Choose an object or creature. Learn what magical affects it. What magic affects it. Also, I learn how to use the object.
So
If you know, to your discretion.
yeah. So as you're like looking at it,
I'm
observing
like
it,
kind of chanting and like you can see Averso, like the rock that I'm holding has like intricate little like runes sort of carved into it, and like they glow, and they like a heat wave energy kind of like surrounds the pearl. It's like kind of
yeah. So from what you can tell from identifying it,
this is a pearl of nuclear bombs.
no.
Oh, close. Close.
So you have a tough time identifying. It is magical, but you have a tough time of identifying exactly what the source of the magic is. Like if you were to try to figure out like which school of magic, you can't really tell. Like you can't pin down one. It is it's solid. It's a solid pearl. It looks like something you would like, see as a part of jewelry or something like that. But and like I mentioned before, it appears heavier than you would think from such a small object.
This could cause a black hole. No.
No, it's if it's really dense.
But even with the identify, just because of the it seems like outside of your knowledge, you can't exactly discern what it may do, if it does anything.
I'm gonna give it back to Averso. Say, that is a very peculiar object. I couldn't even discern many properties about it, even with the aid of my magic.
You a magician?
Well, of sorts, I suppose. I practice an art, I would say, that's been passed down. Yeah. I guess I'm just gonna kind of jump my bed and just kind of like turn my back.
Yeah.
Aye. Good night.
Good night, Averso. Thanks for the help.
You too, friend.
I'm just gonna
Not off.
close my eyes, sleep.
All right. So in the meantime, Bazog
Yep.
has
40
gone the
crossbow
complete
bolts.
other complete other
Crossbow.
direction. Is there anything you want to do on the way, or do you want me to just like?
Just at the starboard.
Okay.
Yeah.
So you go back through the center of the city. You reach Sandy Shoals, which, if you remember, the sign when you entered Northwood, the nice nicely kept like wooden sign with Northwood written on it. As you approach Sandy Shoals, there is a sign, another wooden sign, but not nearly as nicely kept. Some of the letters are like scratched out, so
Like graffiti.
like the two S's at the beginning of each word are scratched out. So it appears like Andy Holes.
Not even clever. Not even clever graffitiists.
Um,
Who's this
so
Andy Holes?
you're walking through that residential district. It's dirty. The houses are all wooden. They look old, not well kept. Some people just sitting out on like the sidewalk. The people give off the same vibe of just like they could really use a shower or a decent meal.
They smell.
Rags. There's a distinct. Even though you've been near the sea this whole time, and could smell like some of the salt water in the air, it smells like even more pungent than before, to the point where it almost bothers you a little bit.
Smells worse than the tribe back home.
So you're walking by, you get to the Starboard Inn, which again, a little bit nicer than some of the buildings that you were walking past, but marginally. It's you didn't get to the Travelers Inn, so you can't really compare it.
I walked past it though, didn't I?
It was past you left when you were at the woman's house, so you weren't quite there yet.
Oh, okay. Well, I think judging from the neighborhood, I can tell that it looks nothing.
Yeah, it doesn't look very friendly.
Yeah.
You walk in the doors, and there's a guy sitting at the front desk, just kind of like hand in his palm, just leaning on the desk. Seems like he hasn't seen many people today, or at least customers.
Are there any rough looking guys like sitting around the like this like is there like a bar for this inn?
There's like a door that leads to another room, but in this front room where you walk in and there's a front desk, it's just this man, who's is somewhat stained clothes, like just not an inviting figure. To describe it, seems a little bit greasy.
Right.
Just a little.
And as soon as he sees you walk in, he like perks up a little bit, and stands up straight. He's like, "Are you looking for lodging?"
No, but maybe you know something. So I walk up to the guy, and I start waving around some silver in my hands, and I'm gonna say, what do you know about the recent run-ins with these thieves around town? Know anyone who might be connected?
A little bit heavy-handed, I'd say. But
I'm just gonna be like, come on, man.
well, I mean, I know it not more than most people of the city. I mean, but I know enough since I've been one of the people robbed from.
Maybe there are some people who lodge in here?
Oh, I mean, probably a couple people who stay here. But
do you know of anyone who walked in with a silver necklace with a sapphire at the end of it? Maybe some
if
bracelets.
someone walked in wearing something like that, I would probably direct them to another nicer place.
Right. I'll look into the other room then. So I'm gonna walk in, I guess.
Well, so you're gonna walk past and like try to go through the other doorway.
Yeah.
He's like, I'm sorry, but guests only for this room. I apologize, but if you'd like to buy a room, I'm more than welcome to.
How much?
Well, how much you looking to pay?
And then I'm just gonna like look at him. How much?
Silver, maybe 2, if you're nice.
I toss him 2 silver and I walk into the room.
Thank you, sir. And so it's just so you walk into the room.
He's not nice though.
It's it looks like a dining area. Like if you went to like a Marriott or something, and you know they have like that little like eating place where like they would have
They
like
have
food.
free breakfast.
Yeah, for breakfast if it was like continental breakfast or something like that. But there's no one in there. There's just like
Nobody?
there's just like a wooden table. There's like there are a few foods that have been left out and should probably be like thrown out by this point because they don't look too great to eat. But that's just like set on a counter at like the back end of the room.
Well, without any findings here, I just kind of leave that and I just go to my bedroom.
Yeah. So he hands you a
Yeah.
key on the way.
Yeah, and then what I'm gonna do is when I get into my room, I'm gonna take off my armor and put it on the side, or put it actually under my bed, and then put all my weapons there too. And then I'm gonna take my elemental sword. I'm gonna keep it by my bed, like it's on my bed on the side,
Yeah.
and I'm gonna be sleeping just in the bed.
Okay.
Just waiting.
Just like on your back.
Yeah, just like resting. Yeah.
Okay. All right. So, as you all take a short rest, that's where we'll pick up. Long rest.
I'm
That's
a sleepy.
yeah, long rest. My bad. That's where we'll pick up next time.
Unless you're gonna make it short.
No, it's
Dragon attacks
Long-
town.
long
Beholder
rest.
opens
I
up.
misspoke.
Come out of the bed,
Yeah. So that's it for this time.
dude.
You don't need to clap.
dude, oh, I'm just excited for next time,
So I guess we'll pick up next time.
dude. What will become of the relationship between Averso and Jorfred? Will they end up sharing one bed?
We don't know.
Will
That long rest goes by, 8 hours. A lot can happen.
Will Bazog ever
Will
notice?
Bazog actually come back?
Will Bazog ever notice his Kohai? Stay tuned for the next episode.
Will the thieves be investigated?
Guess you'll just have to
Well,
listen.
I keep rolling ones.
Will-
for
That's
D4
likely.
checks.
Will
That's
we
like-
constantly fail every battle?
Oh my god.
But anyway, all right.
It's like
That's
4
all.
natural ones, 1 natural one. For every natural 20, there's like 4 or
5 or 6.
Yeah. And I was the only one with the natural.
Yeah, right?
So
Well,
there we
Dom
go.
had that one.
setting the tone.
Oh, that was perfect.
Oh yeah. To end
Setting
it.
the tone
I'm
for...
so proud of that.
I feel like something magical had to happen because you were running in. I was like, oh my god, I can't believe he's doing that. But he's attacking with the sword, he's just running in, reckless. It's cool.
But yeah, we'll pick up next time.
Yep.
All right.